Alrighty, welcome back, all of you wonderful, wonderful people. I hate Spectrum, and I'm your boy Rylion here, and Chaos. What a banger game number 2 ending. I hope you guys got to see that. It was incredible. Um, Damn you, Spectrum, because
Yeah.
that was just an end. I wasn't expecting it to end like that.
Yeah, if you guys didn't see, I don't know what the stream saw. Let us know if you guys didn't. We could probably like clip it or something. And, we'll let you guys know. That was a crazy. I did not expect. I was thinking about like, okay, what's the next neutral? Like, what are the lane assignments? And then I'm like, what is happening? And the game ended. So,
Yep.
it was pretty abrupt. So, good job to TSG Prime for finding a wicked angle to win the game off that a wicked play. So, now they're up 2-0 in this best of five. They are one win away from proving me right, where they can 3-0. But still game three. I've seen and have been a part, both part of and on the receiving side of a reverse sweep. So
That is
anything
true.
is still doable. As TSG Prime is in the driver's seat and they are motivated, they feel really good. It's as long as they are not using that to try to push through, skip steps and like push through plays that they're not allowed to take. They should be in a pretty good spot. Looking at the picks and bans that come out, it's about the same here. Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. Do you think we're gonna see the Viego in this game three now? This would be the time to bring it out, right?
This would be the time to bring it out, you would think, right? Like they didn't ban it out again, which means that they either don't respect it, that they've planned to draft around it, or something along those lines. But yes, I hope Silversong pulls out the Viego this time around. I want to see a pentakill. I want to see some 2-1 action. I want to get a game 4 at least, just so that way I can at least make my prediction come true. Um, but Brand is going to be, it looks like, the lock in for the
Interesting.
pick 1 here. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Volibear also like a comp that you're familiar with, or is this another one of those crazy,
So
didn't even know this was happening picks?
So Volibear is one of Asuma's best champions. I don't know how much he gets to play it. He's mentioned that it's banned a couple times against him in scrims and whatnot. So B1 Volibear I think does make a good amount of sense. I also do think that this is if I think that he wins into Viego. Like Viego kind of wants to just burst you and get a pick, but Volibear is pretty tanky and he should be able to just out sustain DPS and heal back up with his W. So I probably not expecting to see a Viego in this draft from side of Silversong. The brand could be a jungle answer. It would be a little bit weird to do brand Kaisa. So I would imagine that it's a brand jungle, although that's fallen out a bit out of favor. I guess we'll have to wait to see. Kai'Sa's an interesting pick. I think Kai'Sa's very strong. Her laning phase is a little bit weak, but can do very well with the right composition. Yunar, I think, is a fantastic answer. She's a really good blind ADC, but she's also just a solid ADC by herself. Yunar should be able to, get push and prio and just trade better into Kai'Sa. So I would say that TC already kind of has a winning bot lane. Aurora, I think it's one of Gas's
Flexible.
preferred champions. It might be a flex actually. Yeah, you're right. It might be a mid top flex.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming it's mid, I think Gas does enjoy this champion. I think Gas enjoys like kind of high mobility, high burst champions that can like win and thrive inside in the solo, in the 1v1s. So I'm assuming it's an Aurora mid. It could go top. Um, oh, it is the
There it is.
Viego. Okay,
There it
okay.
is. Okay. Thank God. So that is
So
going to probably be a brand support or brand mid.
yes, yes. I don't know. I feel like I would not want to draft Kaisa Brand. It could work. Brand can buy a lot of space for Kaisa,
Hmm.
but I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I think Brand
I
might
will see.
also be able to just stay mid. See a couple support bands coming out. Lulu makes sense. Nautilus makes sense. Maybe I don't know. Braum or Milio could be good here as bands for the side of Silversong. Uh, if you're TSG Prime, maybe. So if you're TSG Prime or if you're Silverstone, you want an engaged support because Viego doesn't like playing with Enchanter supports, and you also have a Kaisa, so you're looking for some kind of dive. So I'd be looking for something like a Rel or a Leona or like an Alistar. Yeah, Melio comes out. I think
Melio,
Melio is a
yep.
really good ban.
Yep.
So if I'm TSG Prime, I'm probably banning one of those, or Nico as well. All of those could be decent picks. Any kind of CC frontline support.
Hmm.
Um, and if I'm TSG Prime, I probably want to round out my pick. I guess I have to wait to see Malphite. Interesting.
Malphite. Yeah.
I don't think Malphite's good here because your Malphite into Volibear Aurora seems kind of bad, but it does give them primary engage, so maybe that's what they're scared of. Maybe they have an idea of what they want to play in the top side. Not
I
sure.
mean, I wouldn't want to have any hard lockdown CC with that Viego. Yumi.
What?
Yumi Kaisa. So that might be a brand in the yeah, it is definitely a brand in the mid lane.
Yeah,
But a Yumi into a Yunara.
that makes more sense.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was about to
Okay,
say, thank God.
you please. I mean, Braum is like it's just draft winning here, in my opinion. Yunar Braum
Wasn't
is
Braum
really
already
good.
picked? Braum was already
Was it
picked.
already picked? Ah,
Yeah,
it was picked.
in
That's why they
game
picked
number
Leona.
one. Yep.
Okay, okay. So then I think you could kind of go anything. Just try to survive against. Oh, Zyra's an interesting pick for sure. I don't know if who's ever played Zyra
Ooh.
before. So before we get to the last picks, like the way I want to look at Silversong's comp is it's pretty like it is a very clear identity, right? You have Leona that wants to start off the fight, and then Viego, Kai'Sa, Brand just want to burst the target and give Viego resets. So I think it's pretty easy to understand. I think it's slightly difficult to execute because trying to kill a Volibear could be. Oh my god, this Kled pick is really good. Volibear could be hard to kill. Aurora's hard to lock down. Zyra could be a target, but Zyra's really good at stopping engage, which is why I think Zyra's a fantastic pick. Um, so and then TSG Prime just kind of are fine to wait for the engage and to win the front to back, but they also have good CC tools in Zyra E and like maybe just bully dive to try to kill somebody. I think they have a lot more damage. Oh, Gwen. Okay.
Gwen. That makes
Um,
sense.
Gwen does make sense. I think Gwen offers a. Actually, I don't know how the matchup goes top. I don't know anything about top lane, man.
Dude,
Kled,
all I know is
Gwen.
Kled hurts, and all I know is Gwen hurts. So they're just gonna be duking it out. And Volibear and I think Viego, yeah, it's gonna definitely be Viego,
Sorry,
are
yeah.
are gonna be making their way to that top side. I think top side is gonna be where all the action is gonna be this game.
Maybe I could see that. My only concern with action happening top, like if Viego decides to path top, for example, there's no CC to set up for the Viego, and then you're trying to gank a Kled, right? I think that would be kind of difficult. They're probably gonna be fighting top. I agree with you. But if I was Viego, I'd probably path down. That's probably why you drafted the Viegos and drafted a Leona alongside of it. Um, yeah, so I guess like who are you looking out for in this game? Like knowing how game one played out, how game two played out, what champions, what players are like, okay, this is the person I need to watch to see, this is how they're going to win. I guess for both TSG Prime and Silversong side.
For TSG, my main focus is going to be Gas. He's like the Yoshai of
Mm-hmm.
Scuttle, it feels like, for mid players. You know what I mean? Dude's cracked. Dude's cracked at all these assassin champions, and now he's on Aurora. Again, one of the more mobile mid laners. Right as soon as that ulti gets popped, he can go anywhere inside that bubble, and he's going to be messing up your back line. Like, that's what he does. Bursts, does a lot of damage, gets right on out. So always got to keep an eye on him. Another one as well, you got to take a look at this Kled, man. Like
Yeah.
he's just been an absolute unit again on the Mundo in game number 2 there. And who was he on game number 1? It was Akali. That's right. How can we forget the Akali gameplay in game number 1? Like, dude, is cracked. So I think that Kled and that Aurora are going to be, of course, the two main focal points. Silversong,
Mm-hmm.
Exile, man. We saw what Exile was capable of on two
Yeah.
hyper carry champions. Ashe, little, if I wouldn't call Ashe like a hyper carry, but definitely constant DPS. Jinx, on the other hand, hyper carry potential. Same thing, I think, with Kai'Sa. She has a little bit less range, I think, than the other two, just in general. So getting a little bit
Mm-hmm.
close is going to be interesting. How they go ahead and navigate that on the side of Silversongs, but that's okay because they have Viego, they have Leona, they have Gwen to go ahead and follow up with that melee matchup as well. So Kai'Sa is probably going to be the least of their worries when you have those other three that you got to deal with. And then Brand is just going to do Brand things. Pops the ultimate. It's going to bounce. It's going to do what it needs to do. On the enemy team, they're relatively squishy. You do have that Volibear, yes, and you do have that Kled. But I would say Leona and Gwen are a little bit better of a front line because, again, Gwen can go ahead and block a lot of that damage. Leona's going to absorb a lot of that damage. So I don't know. I'm hoping Silversong is able to pull out a 2-1 victory here, but TSG has been playing out of their mind these last two games. And Aurora, again, if Gas is able to do exactly what he has done in games 1 and 2 and replicate that here in game 3, which I strongly believe that they can do, TSG Prime's going to just take this 3-0. It's crazy the maneuvering and how well that they've performed. How about yourself?
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic analysis. There's like so many like of those key picks are they're like game changers. Like I think, as you said, Gas is doing really well in the mid lane. He's putting a lot of pressure onto the Silversong's mid laner, and he's becoming like he's like kind of like the focal point of um TSG Prime's like carry potential.
Mm,
Aurora, I think, is also a really good champion in this draft because they just don't have enough CC to lock her down. Like the only reliable CC, actually, they don't have any point and clicks. They have Viego W,
true.
Brand Q, and then maybe Leona E, and then R is probably the safest one.
Yeah.
But on top of that, they the rest of Silversong doesn't really have a front line. I mean, Gwen can buy a lot of space for sure, but I think she needs to get ahead in order to do that. I could be wrong, but on the so much damage frontline. Everyone kind of does damage, and a lot of them also can buy space and just just do more damage. I'm losing the words in my head right now. But what I'll say is I think if the other drafts are a little bit more even, I personally think TSG Prime's draft is a lot better this time around.
Okay.
But obviously every draft has a way to win, and I think similarly to game two, or similarly to game one, if Silversong played to this kind of pick style, this moving around the map and focus one person,
Mm.
I think they'll have a good shot at winning this game.
Absolutely. I think they have the capabilities of 3-0ing this for certain, but they've got to be on point because Silversongs, as we've seen, mentally, they are still definitely there and they are not wanting to go out into the loser's bracket like this. So we have still a couple minutes while we get ready. We are going to cut it to a short little intermission. All you whiners about the ads, it's already played. I can't even click the button, even if I wanted to. So go get your water, reset, and your boy Ryline and Chaos will be right back with all the action in game number 3.
Bye. See you soon.
Alrighty, hello, and welcome back, all of you wonderful, wonderful people. And we came back at a perfect moment. Asuma trying to get a deep ward, gets first blood, and do not worry, that's not me this time, and that's not your internet. They had a pause, just a slight little delay, and first blood at 45 seconds being picked up here by Silversongs. They're trying to claw back and try to 2-1 this series overall, and it did get picked up by Sniper, who had a pentakill on Viego in his last showing, which is crazy. But right before we get too much into it, let's go ahead and break down the champions and the players real quick for us, starting on blue side.
Yeah, so on the blue side, we have TSG Prime. They're already 2 wins in this series. Into this third game, we have Scalarian in the top lane playing Kled. Asama's in the jungle on the Volibear. Gas is on the mid lane playing Aurora. Then, just like game 2, he just took a really good trade when I brought up his name. And then Beaver and Moosey in the bottom playing Yunara and Zyra. All right, Rylan, who is on Silversong's roster?
Yes, sir, indeed. We have Ganon D on Gwen in the top lane there. We do see Sniper made with that first blood again on the Viego as Prime Viego. We have Kev had allergies on the Brand in the mid lane. And we have Exile with the ADC Kaisa with Cujo on that Leona support. And again, Runes of Mastery is nothing crazy or wild here. Everyone's looking pretty typical. Actually, Grasp the Undying on Kled versus Conqueror, I guess, is like the only thing that's, it's not terrible. Just stands out.
Yeah, again, I can't really say much about top lane. Oh, we do have Flash.
Yeah, Flash from Scalarian. I mean, for the extended fights, I would say Conqueror is probably better. But, if you want to go tanky, if you don't have that much of a front line, which they don't really have, I guess Grasp is never a bad one.
Yeah, that's fair. I can totally see that. So, I guess we'll see how that turns out. We can track his grasp stacks and whatnot. So one thing I want to start doing, slightly off topic, is I want to start doing a drip check. Like when we load into games, just who has the better skins or what skin stands out. For me personally, I think that that Kaisa skin. I mean, I have to give it to that. I'm a Kaisa player myself. I also have the $250 skin. So, but I think this is the. I think this is the cheaper one. This guy paid $20 for it. He didn't pay $250 for it. Fake fan.
Yeah, he probably got this out of a chest. Never mind, we're zooming back out. You don't get zoomed in on.
Oh, I was in the top lane fight.
I do also like that Leona skin. I think it's baller. I'm not sure which one it is at the moment, but all the Leona skins are just great. DWG is my favorite.
My God, there's a whole...
Oh, but hold on. Asuma getting, bullied even more so than he did in the very beginning. And my bad, I accidentally have it stuck on the Kaisa cam as Sniper's going to go to pick up his second kill. Got 2 stuck on the drip there. Volibear does get taken down. And, I mean, just like we were kind of questioning, why isn't he pulling out the Viego? This is the reason why he pulled it out in emergency cases only. And 2 kills already at 3 minutes is a very good start. Scalarian actually getting a pretty good trade here, but now that Scarl's not in the picture, the last hit! No, the Ignite trades 1 for 1, and not able to get that Scarl back, unfortunately, so good looks. No sums available on either laner in the top side here, and this is already a scrappy beginning, dude.
Yeah, that actually benefits the Gwen just because of the wave is pushing into her, so Kled's gonna have to go there and try to fix that. Unfortunate for Asuma, I went for the Scuttle contest. I don't know quite how that played out, but I think he also ended up missing the smite, so Viego's able to get that Scuttle. So Viego's definitely, already has a Hearthbound X plus an extra dagger. Really strong, really accelerated, is going to be the primary win con. Again, we'll have to see. I do feel like this draft is slightly difficult for Silversong to play out. You could also see that Beaver's doing a really good job in that bot lane, has almost a 15 CS lead already at 4.5 minutes. So the person to look out for in this game is going to be this Viego, like how he's playing these fights. But how's the supporting cast allowing Viego to play?
Ooh, good Zenith Blade. Yep, lands on Moosey, so nice little trade. But yep, my apologies. Viego is definitely the one to look out for.
Yeah, Viego is, I think, going to be the X factor on Silversong, how they can play. Now, I would say from a... Ooh, that was a good trade. I would say from a champion perspective, I think Kled is going to be the person to watch out for in this game, like the plays he can make, if he gets Prio, if he can use his ultimate to roam down to create numbers advantage plays and whatnot. But Gas has been playing very well this series, just overall, and he, I think, is on one of the tight styles of champions he likes to play. So I'm looking specifically on how Gas plays the Aurora in this game.
Yeah, Gas, I think, has all of our attention here from Scuttle, right? Personally, he's been MVP of this series, playing absolutely out of his mind on every single champion that he's played. But again, I also have to say, Scalarian has been playing absolutely bonkers as well. The Akali gameplay was crazy, and here he is on Kled in the top side. Ganon has to, be very careful here. Scuttle is gone, but Ganon has no ultimate, has no sums, and not able to get that last auto means no kill picked up, but still, sending him back to base, able to get this wave pushed in and reset there, but yeah, no, I would say MVP currently right now is Gasalis for the side of TSG. If they were to like end everything right now and 3-0 this team, who would you be saying gets MVP of this series?
Yeah, I'd probably have to say Gas. I think everyone is playing really well, but I think the one person that is, I think Beaver's also playing pretty well. To be honest, I think it's kind of tough. But I think, yeah, I have to look back. My gut's telling me Gas, but it could probably be either.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And ooh, that Q does land. It looks like here from Kev. So a nice stun. Connects, but again, Aurora is going to do Aurora things, goes in Viz, and yeah, when you have around 40, 35% health there, Kev, and Aurora has her ultimate, you're not going to be surviving much longer. But with the lead that Viego has already gained slightly in the early parts of this game, that first dragon will be secured and locked down here from the side of Silversongs. I mean, I also was going to mention that double Scuttle earlier. I know that's like a big thing for junglers to achieve. Does he snowball from this point forward, or like what really do you think? Like a dive mishap? How do we deal with this Viego and not allow him to kind of go too crazy?
I think it's honestly not too difficult because Viego can't. If I'm Viego, I feel like it's very hard for me to make plays on anybody here. I would need my team to help me. So as long as TSG Prime doesn't give up, any like free kills, they're not like, looking for, ego like turret dives alone without vision and stuff like that. I think that TSG Prime could just win a straight up like front to back team fight. So I think that the key to shutting down Viego is just don't take weird fights and don't take ego fights, and just know that you guys, you guys have you can get prio in pretty much all of your lanes. You guys will get really good vision control. I would say that you guys win the 5v5. Yeah, just don't do anything crazy.
Yep, and Viego was caught out on that ward in the mid lane there, so they definitely know that he's invading, as Volibear was just invading his red side and took all of it. So he's trying to, try to find some CS back there, but burns the flash just like you had mentioned. Still has a 21 CS lead, though, over this Volibear. So I can't really say that he's behind. He's kind of taken back what he got taken from him earlier. And Scalarian now on the losing side of this trade has to be very careful. There goes the Needles threading and finding their way into Kled. Scuttle is back and is going to find a lot of damage. There goes the rope. It does connect, and one more auto as Ganon falls. So another trade, another kill being picked up there from Scalarian. There goes the ultimate as well from Zyra. Forces the flash from Exile, but does not end up getting the kill, but gets both flashes actually from Kujo and Exile. Yeah. So even up on the board completely in gold and kills now. And speaking of gold, let's go ahead and show that.
Yeah, all three lanes on the side of TSG Prime are winning. Obviously, Gas is getting some solo kills. Skill is getting solo kills. Bot lane was able to get a 2v2, burn their flashes, and push out the waves. You could see that Beaver's up almost 28 CS, almost 30 CS at this point. This is kind of what I was expecting to see. Like, I think their laners are pretty strong. It's just a matter of like making sure that this Viego doesn't find some random kills, some random plays, and then doing what TSG Prime does really well. They utilize the Prime in their lanes to get good vision control, and they convert that into neutrals. So TSG Prime, I mean, it's only like they're only up 300 kill. They're actually down a Drake, but I think they're only in that state because of some of the early jungle mishaps. I think otherwise TSG Prime is in a really good position for in the early game here.
Absolutely. And just that first blood cheese, giving that on over to Viego, and again, like that early jungle mishap is led to about that 500 or 200 gold difference here in Kled. Forcing the ultimate onto the Grubs here. They do end up securing all the Void Grubs, though, on the side of Silversongs. We do have a nasty fight going on. Scalarian is getting focused and does get taken down, it looks like, by the Viego there. Sniper Maid able to go ahead and stay alive. Hops into the soul of Volibear. They do end up getting the kill as well onto Asuma. So not able to secure anything before the reset happened, and that will be 2 for 0 overall, along with Grubs picked up from Silversong. The exhaust also coming through from Exile to stop the engage from Beaver, who was definitely winning that 1v1 in the bot lane there. But yeah, now Viego's 3-0-1. He's definitely the focal point of Silversongs, as we are, constantly mentioning. But I don't know, like, yeah, if the rest of Silversongs doesn't start picking up the pace, I don't think Viego's really able to lock this one down as much as we would want him to.
It's honestly a good play by Silversong. They pulled a couple people up. It was, I think, just a bad play by Osma to try to contest that early, and also pulling the Kled. Like Desire wasn't able to get there early. The Aurora wasn't able to get there early. You don't have to contest these grubs. I think Osma is playing as if he's ahead, and I think that's kind of what happens when you have you play the champion that you main, is that you always think that you're strong and you can kind of fight everything. But I think that's coming back to bite him. This is almost like the third, I would say, unnecessary death, like an avoidable death. So at this point, I do think that a front to back could be a little bit suspicious, because if they were even, I think Volibear would have an easy time dealing with the Viego. I think Viego is going to have a hard time just killing it. But if the Viego's on Kraken and Dirk and is halfway through Collector, and Volibear doesn't have a first item yet, I think the Viego should be able to deal with the Volibear just fine. So I think the team fights could actually go on the side of Silversong. I guess we'll have to see how this plays out, if they even decide to contest it.
Yep, and now we have another, again, skirmish happening around that dragon. Oh my goodness, the Sniper Maid showing his lead right now. Takes down Asuma very quickly. He's now 0-4, oh my god, as the other side of the aisle, 4-0 on this Viego here. Like, I don't know. Exile, oh my god, is going to step up again for the second time. Does get taken out, so great pick up there from Beaver. So Exile's not going to be present for this team fight, but I don't think it matters, as this Viego is just ultra strong. We do also see Aurora coming in for a flank, but Ganon and Scalarian duking out on the top side. Scarl is going to get ejected from here, and with the Ignite in hand, Ganon's going to go ahead and take that one, and the second dragon also getting picked up. Sniper able to survive with a sliver of health. So unfortunate, as Gasilis almost gets the kill there. So a 3-0 with the dragon to go, please. I'll take 2. Oh my god. Silversong's looking at maybe their first victory. 2-1.
I think it might still be a little bit early to say that.
I know, I gotta push it.
yeah. They're definitely really good. I think at this point it's like Gwen, I think, was like up a level. So now maybe I really don't know how this matchup goes. I don't know if it was a misplay or Gwen is like now just doing really well inside lane into Kled. Gwen was the pick into Kled, so I would imagine that Ganon feels pretty confident at some point in this matchup. So now we have Silversong's at least top lane winning. I think Silversong's mid laner is now also like really strong. I think if Aurora was able to get that shutdown, that would have been huge. It's very close. It honestly was like I was thinking that because the jungler on one side died and the ADC from the other side died, that this fight becomes a 3v3. But maybe it was just kind of difficult to play that out. So at that point, I think maybe you just leave. But I kind of understand that maybe they're feeling a little pressure and they want to go for that play.
Ooh, Gas. Oh, yeah. Gas is just on fire right now. Just so much damage. That invisibility trick, you can go pretty far. I'm not going to... That's like almost further than the Vayne, like, ultimate tumble. Like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So, that Aurora is going to be strong. And that's why I'm like, I wanted to see how Gas plays this game. I do think this Viego, I think now, like, if it was a straight front to back, I actually do think that Silversong could win. Like, I think if TSG played a little bit slower and didn't allow the Viego to snowball, that first kill, maybe 2 kills, wasn't that bad. But I think Asuma really just needs to kind of like play with his team and not try to make plays and not try to skip steps, right? Like, I think the plays are happening without vision control, they're happening without prio, they're happening without numbers, and then they're just kind of, I would say, free kills. So, there's no play top now. Yep,
Sniper making his way for the first time to top side. Scalarian already had a hard enough time with just Gwen. Now having to deal with the super fed jungler is not a fun time. Kev had allergies. Gonna go ahead and meet a gank of his own as the shutdown gets picked up there from Gasilis. So, yep, very good gank for gank happening. Asuma having a little bit of a rough go around here, it looks like, in the third game. And, that's all right. Tank. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a reset, right? He's still Volibear. He's still pivotal. I think, when the Viego shows up in these team fights, he's able to stun him, and then the rest of the team's able to follow up. I think that's just going to be his one and only goal, right? Oh, no. And speaking of, Asuma's going to go ahead and find a gank onto the bot side. Ghastly is going to go ahead and do all the damage that he does. Kujo does get a nice solar flare to hold Asuma in place, and they do burn the flashes and the exhausts from both the ADC and the support there, but Meanwhile, topside, Tier 2 getting pushed in quite heavily by both Sniper and Ganon D there. Tier 1's going to fall on the side of Silversong to TSG Prime. And that's enough of my breakdown. Let me know what you think of the current state.
from a map perspective, beside before. Oh wait.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's good.
Shot. Okay. No, there's a whole fight.
Oh my god, yeah, Kev, hold on 1 second, does find Beaver. There goes the Killer Instinct onto the backside, but Leona's going to go ahead and get that kill. Now he's finding himself in melee range of Asuma, who does end up getting the kill. There we go, so 1-for-1 trade there. ADC for ADC, and he's not done just yet, but he might need to be. That's a little bit greedy. Engages onto the backline. Cujo, you are all the way by yourself. We do have Kev holding on with the sliver. He's going to go ahead and provide just enough support so his support can back out of there, but that was a little bit shaky there, I would say, for Silversongs.
Yeah, so oh my god, there's even more. No, okay, we're fine. Oh, that was why not?
Nah,
okay, so we have Drake coming up, but Gwen's not gonna have ult for that. We're not gonna have Brand Flash, no Leona Flash. So maybe there's something contestable. What I will say is that trading the Kled kill top for the Brand kill mid is obviously advantage for the side of TSG because they were able to get a shutdown for it. Then they traded a top T1 for a bot T1. So again, I think that's advantage for TSG because they got more plates out of it. Yeah, nothing happens here. No. So overall, I think that was not a bad play. I would say that the gold lead is probably trending towards TSG off of the last couple minutes. It's still not in a position where I would say that TSG is necessarily ahead, but I do think that the games are more playable. If they wanted to take a 5v5, I could see a world where they win. It's just a matter of how much can this this vehicle actually do? Oh, Brand?
Oh yeah, combo, but okay. he's not too far ahead right now. He's just got a Blackfire.
Yeah, that Blackfire took Volibear to half HP. They're making a play top, but they put the Drake. No, they heralded mid to get the T1.
Oh, I don't know. They're committing quite a bit to Scalarian here. Solar Flare being popped as well, so Ultimate now is going to be down here. They're going for the full commit to the dive. Yeah, they do trade at least Leona for the Scarl, and yeah, that is going to be a dead Viego. A huge shutdown being picked up here from Asuma, and it looks like another one being picked up. 3 kills across the board being picked up here from the side of TSG. What a turnaround now. That gold lead shrunk to about 1k. Tier 2 does fall on the top side, and they are going to give up a third dragon, or I'm sorry, the first dragon to the side of TSG. Third dragon of the game. It is going to be an Ocean Drake. Ooh, Ocean Soul. Lots of healing and sustain later on. But I don't know. Topside's looking pretty worn down.
Yeah, that is honestly a pretty unnecessary mistake by... I don't think this turn's been.
Why are we diving underneath tower? That's a lot of commitment. Again, that's a lot used. Cujo does end up getting the kill, so they trade 1-for-1.
My guess is that he was close to his item, so he wanted to go for that kill. Gotcha. But also Leona getting that kill means that, it's advantage for the side of TSG. But that's a really... Oh, he steals the blue. That's a really bad mistake from the side of Silversong, because you decided that you're going to send the Leona top to get the Kled kill. You should try to give up the Drake, knowing that you don't have a numbers advantage. So maybe it's just better of TSG Prime to find the angle to get a kill. And critically, I believe that was a shutdown taken away from Viego. I don't know who got it.
Volibear did.
Volibear did. So that helps. I mean, that actually helps a lot, because Volibear is now kind of back in the game at 2 items, matching Viego's 2 items. So now he's also a force to be reckoned with. So now the game stays, I would say, close to back to even. I think from a just map perspective, I think that Silversong is ahead, but it will, like I said, it would still come down to, is Viego able to get these resets in this draft? I feel like it's going to be kind of hard, so if he does do that, it's going to be massive props.
I don't know. Yunara's in a really good position. 182 CS to the 120 on Kaisa. Yeah. She's 2-2, so that's still 4 kills worth of gold that she technically has. Oh, yeah, and able to walk right out of that. Brand was almost in a really bad spot. But yeah, just look at that gold lead. 8,100 to 6,100. A 2k gold lead on that Yunara. So they have to be careful. Beaver, very phenomenal ADC, but we've seen Exile as well. Definitely cannot count either one of them out of anything. So let's just see if they're able to keep on putting the pedal to the metal. Plus, most of the gold is being funneled to this Viego, who's gotten super ahead right now. But giving that shutdown back into the Volibear's hands kind of gives them a little bit back into the game. They have the Spirit Visage. They have the Dusk and Dawn. So, it's still definitely in TSG's wheelhouse to take this game and 3-0. So they cannot let up.
Yeah, I was gonna say interesting decision for Silversong to commit 5 members mid, but I think they were just trying to swap lane assignments, go into the bot side of bot side of the map for the upcoming Baron.
Hmm.
That does mean that she does have a window currently to look for a 5v4 numbers advantage fight mid if they can find it. Then again, looking at their comp, I think it's a little bit difficult to pull the trigger if they find something. They really don't have a lot of CC besides the Kled.
Right.
So yeah, we're gonna have Aurora Scobon catch the wave. Well, yeah, it honestly it comes down to I think if Leona, now that I think about it, it's like can Leona find like a CC for the team, or can maybe like Aurora get like a random kill inside, or Gwen gets like a random kill inside. That's probably gonna sway the fight. I think everything else is kind of I'm not gonna say noise, but it's like supplemental. So yeah, we're not gonna see anything. So watch out for side lanes in this game. Watch out for Leona in this game. And nothing happens. I mean, it's probably just gonna be the next Drake. I mean, just seeing how that next Drake is played is gonna be huge. Kai'Sa's still not on 2 items, unfortunately, though.
No, yeah, Kai'Sa's kind of far behind currently, and I was gonna say the only person really that I'd be trying to match with Aurora is going to be Gwen. And here comes, yep, the Kled ulti does not find his mark though, as they are gonna go ahead and try to siege on this tier 1 without any minions. Very questionable starting off there. A lot of damage taken on the Asuma as he took 2 tower shots that were already ramped up there from Kled. So they do manage to at least get that tier 1, so that is good. I don't think they want to continue the siege or over push. We do have 1 minute till the dragon, and the Baron is up currently, so they're not going to focus that. They're definitely not looking like they did in game 1 for that 20-minute Baron. But they do want to go for a potential cheese bush. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a good play on TSG Prime to send 5 people mid. They already had the inners on the sides taken, so the next play was mid T1. Next play is gonna be the dragon. They look like they were going for that bush cheese play. They didn't find an angle. Might just shove out a couple side waves and retake control. We see some good vision on the side of Silversong on the Drake. This Drake contest is going to be a little bit scary for TSG Prime. They got to make sure that they group up and they don't get caught by the Leona and then turn it into a reset central.
But who do you think even wins that match between this Gwen and the Aurora? I'm leaning still more towards Gwen. You know, she's level 15, little level 14. Oh, man, and Exile, yeah, definitely need to flash out of that
Kai'Sa
Aurora.
flash.
Whoo! Aurora ulti down.
Did find a... Yeah, so I would say that's actually kind of advantage for Silversong. I think Aurora ulti is kind of big. Kai'Sa doesn't have 2 items yet, though, so... Oh, man, it will... I guess we'll have to see. They find the Gwen, but the Gwen hops over.
Yeah, Ganon just fly. He's a little daredevil there, isn't he? Playing with fire, trying, able to hop right on over. Thank God he didn't fail that, because he would have died or burned his flash if need be. And Asuma again at half health. I don't know how he got there. Was it the brand again? Uh-oh, Kujo stepping up. Has to be mindful. Okay, flashing out of all of that. Yep. Solar Flare still available. They do start up the dragon on the side of Silversong's. This is going to be their 3rd Drake if they do finish it. Yep. Scalarian's going to go ahead and start off with his ulti. We do have Kujon to the backline. Gets blown up immediately, though. Beaver is going to go ahead and get... Asuma and Scalarian get taken out. Along with Beaver, there's going to be the 3rd one. The double kill being picked up by Ganon. And yeah, that's going to be a 3rd Drake. Oh my God. Sniper gets sniped from Aurora. Gasolus said, if we're gonna lose this objective, I'm at least taking your jungler with me. And hold on, they might actually be able to fight this fully. And yeah, Kev has to go ahead and back on up. Same thing with Exile, kind of pretty low. Do not want to be caught out by the burst of Gasolus. Moosey's trying to step up, and Shutdown actually getting picked up. They get the Drake and the Shutdown. Gasolus is MVP, getting crazy work, and another kill, a double kill. Oh my God. Somebody clip that for this man. I don't know why they forced it. I don't know what they were doing.
That was...
But, he does get burned to death, so at least they get him. But damn, what a move. What a move from Gasolus.
That was insane, man. That was such like a good fight for Silversong. And then I think they just went a little bit too far. Separated, I think, was just feeling himself a little bit. And then he just got one shot, forces his team to try to do the Drake without the jungler. And they still had a numbers advantage, but they weren't able to hold off Gas, and he was able to find, 2 kills, if not 3 kills, steals the Drake. Oh, that looks so good for Silversong, but now at the end, they ended up losing the Drake. Gas is really strong. Again, for what it's worth, like, it's still, like, not a bad game for Silversong by any stretch. But that is huge. That might have been enough to swing the game into their favor. Now I think it's back to even. You can see TSG taking over vision control. They're gonna play this Baron.
Yeah, I mean, gold's even. It's 45 to 46, so there's about a 1K difference between the two, essentially even at this point. But that difference still between the Yunara and this Kaisa is still kind of monumental. CS lead is close to about 50 now. We do have 2 completed items to about 2.5 or 2 2/3 items for the Yunara here, so still very strong. But yeah, the difference right now, currently in this game, and the reason why TSG is even remotely close to in it is because of Gasalis. And that was a much-needed save that he just performed there around that dragon, locking down their second Ocean Drake of the game, denying them soul point, and picking up 3 very much-needed kills on him before dying there. Whew! Yeah, that was big. That was big. And this cheese bush strat that just Silversong keeps on, like, they just keep on falling for this over and over and over again. It does not matter where they are on the map. They've done this like 80 billion times.
Yeah, it's definitely not the thing to always go for, but when it does work out, it's really good. It's like a strategy to have in their back pocket. You want to make sure you have good control, which honestly Kuja's been doing a pretty good job with vision control, as we saw in the Braum game. He had, I think he ended the game with 200 vision score, something absurd. Yeah, so I think like both supports have been doing a fantastic job this series.
Oh no.
Wait, let's just play bot.
Yeah, but hey, I think this might be a good sacrifice. No, they're not actually going to start the Baron at all. And Kev, he has no burn. He has all burst, though. I'm sorry, other way around. Gasalis has no burn, just burst. And yeah, that was he burned him back. He knows that he was in there. He's not even going to go for it. That's crazy. Maybe he got right out of the fog of war. Maybe hey, he went. No way he would surely back in that bush. But little does he know, he's crazy enough to do it. So he does make his way out. Teleport's available for Brandon. Not this Aurora, though. She is going to make her way to topside. It looks like they are going to go for a team fight around this Baron. Now, this could be the end-all, be-all if this does not go the way that Silversong wants it to go. I hear the ulti coming in from Kled. They do collapse on him immediately. Scalarian has to burn the flash, and Scuttle is still there. But hold on, Ganon's going to get turned on immediately and get blown up from Beaver. And yes, that is big, monumental. There is no Gwen. They do trade 1-for-1. Asuma is not going to be available as well for this team fight. We have the Killer Instinct onto the backline. There's Scalarian. Is he going to die? Yes, he is. So it's going to be a 2-for-1. And they do have their jungle also still available, but they are all kind of low, and I don't think they want to push this with Aurora on the hunt and very close and very strong. So they definitely are going to go ahead and back off now. Still, like you said, anybody can win from this point forward, but damn, this is coming down to the wire, my friend.
I don't really know what happened in that fight. It looked pretty good at the start. I think they were able to kill the Gwen before, Viego was able to get any kills. They did a ton of damage to Gwen. I think maybe Asuma went a little bit too deep instead of just playing with, alongside the team. And Viego was able to get a couple kills off the back end. On the bright side for TSG Prime, there's, no objectives that were taken off of that. There's no, no shutdowns or anything like that. It's kind of like a whatever fight. This next fight, though, is going to have stakes because the Dragon's up in 30. That's going to put either team on soul point. Baron is up. So this fight needs to be played well by both sides. And the side that's going to win this fight is going to be the side that starts snowballing the game.
Oh, yeah. The prime target for the side of Silversong has to be this Aurora. But Asuma and Scalarian are, of course, going to be the engagers, right? The initiators of these team fights. Kujo stepping on 2 wards here, has to be very careful as they are now making their way to the bot side, trying to collapse, and they will collapse, it looks like, onto Ganon here. Oh no. Are they going to be able to make it in time, though? The rest of Silversong's, I don't think so. He is putting a good fight up against Gasalis. That's a lot of damage, but yeah, 4 members, though, cannot do anything about that. The nice stun coming in from Asuma. That Dragon is up now. That was a very clean fight there from the side of TSG, but that does force Gasalis to back. Has teleport available, though, so he is going to be available. Meanwhile, topside is being pushed in from Scalarian, who does have his teleport available as well. Has to be careful. Solar Flare is going to be started. Down goes Zyra, so Musi's not going to be present. And there goes Asuma. And I think this might be a 3rd dragon, and we're not going to see that unfortunate magic come in from Gasalis for that one, as now Soul Point picked up here from the side of Silversong's. But look at all that work being done in the top side there, Chaos.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a really good pick on Gwen to get a numbers advantage. Aurora was able to stay alive and was able to TP back, but then the classic Silversong bush cheese comes to ruin, and then Yamusi walks up a little bit too far, gets caught, and then same thing with Asuma, and then they ended up taking the Drake to secure Soul. That whole time that Kled was split pushing, I'm not sure if he had TP because I feel like
He
you can't
does.
see
It's
with
up there.
spectator with. Is that? I think it's just a quest though. I don't know if that's like.
Oh, I thought it showed if it was present or not. And damn, all right, Aurora gets 3-man and blown up. Oh,
Let's
no.
going to fight the 1v2.
Yep, Scalarian. Oh, no. You guys are choosing the worst fights at the worst times available. And I think that's a free Baron pickup now from Silversongs.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. I think like after Scale, I probably just had to reset a little bit earlier. I think everyone needs to be careful taking that vision. I think the vision control game, not specifically by the supports, but just in general, is I think the difference maker in these games is who's able to take control, who's able to like hold on to it, who's able to fight for it at the right places at the right times, utilizing it to when you make your plays. That's like the big thing. So like honestly, shout out to Kujo and for putting really good wars to allow for these plays to happen. He's been a really good playmaker in the series, at least this game at least, but in general in the series.
Again, breaking 100 vision score at 31 minutes. Kujo, you gotta have like some kind of workshop or something because you're clearing, you're putting down. Same thing to Musi. Don't get me wrong, Musi's nipping on the heels with 98. These two are just phenomenal at being supports at what they do, protecting their ADCs, peeling, doing damage when they need to, and of course, at the very end of the day, supporting and clearing. Like I love them both. They're fantastic at what they do. But now that we have Baron in hand, they are looking for that Baron power play that we love to mention so much. We have the mid, we have the bot lane. We have 4 members on Gwen in the mid lane. I don't know. Are they just seeing red right now? They don't see anything happening in their bot side? What the hell are they doing on the side of TSG?
I think they wanted to make a cross map on the Gwen. We saw the Kled ult get committed, but it just wasn't enough. Kled is able to take the mid T2. The rest of TSG is going to reset before this. I think this is just going to be a, we have to give the inhib. Like, it's hard to contest this. Yeah, so it's just going to be an inhib. So honestly, pretty good of Silversong.
Oh, hold on.
Actually.
Yeah, Ganon. I mean, Ganon is very strong. Scalarian is not, has not been able to really do anything about this Gwen. The only one I think that can actually compete even a little bit is Gasolus, but we saw how that went last time in that 1v4. He still almost got killed. So, I don't know. Ganon is just kind of a raid boss currently, I think, for the side of Silversongs.
Yeah. This Gwen counter pick is doing numbers. I think Gwen is doing a lot. I mean, yeah, he did get a counter a couple times, but I think he has skills number. This game at least, really good gameplay by the entirety of Silversong, getting the Baron and then taking 3 turrets, including an inhib bot side. Ganon doing a really good job of like holding pressure to deny the cross map. So yeah, I believe they still have Baron for a little bit longer. They're going to try to get this mid T2. Utilizing the bot pressure, I think TG Prime has the ability to make a play right now with Gwen top. Just like send a Kled ult or something.
Can I ask a personal question? Because you've been in this scenario, you've been on the receiving end and the giving end of this exact scenario here. Playing at an 0-2 deficit where literally every game is the last in a best-of-5 series, knowing that there's still potentially 2 more games after this one if we win. Can you just talk about like the mental fortitude and like the mental load that you have to go into a series like this?
I think the best thing to do in a state like this is to just do your best to try to ignore game 1 and game 2 and just try to play the best League of Legends that you can. If you lose the third game, it's fine, but it shouldn't be because you lost game 1 and game 2 because game 3 is completely different. And that's exactly what Silversong is doing. They're playing comfortable champions. They're playing a really good style of League of Legends that works for them. They're not doing things that are too far outside what they're comfortable doing. And then that's leading them into having this kind of a massive lead here. We see Kled top.
Yep, and we have 2 members now committing to Ganon here. Is that going to be enough? We saw 4 last time, and that almost went to Ganon's favor. And yeah, he's snipping away. Asuma is like, I'm going to use the Zonias to my advantage real quick to get the hell out of here. Ganon turns his attention back to Scalarian, and yeah, he is cutting them up left and right. That's what Gwen does, especially late game Gwen. And yeah, Ganon D is on fire as he does take down Asuma there, and whoo. Yeah, I was going to say they might not have enough manpower to deal with them with just 2. And with the jungler being down and the dragon being up, that looks like to be a soul taken for the first time in this series from the side of Silversongs. And with this also being a Ocean Drake, that gives him like a lot of health regen, a lot of mana regen, a lot of sustain. Like, how do we lock in as TSG Prime? Coach, join our VC. Help us. Give us some pointers. What do we do?
It's tough from this position. I think you guys would win the 5v5, but I think you're so far down in gold that it. I think there's too many raid bosses that you have to deal with. So, in order to come back from this, it's like, okay, you have Baron up in a minute. What you should be doing is trying to get control. Probably either expecting the Gwen is going to push out bot, and then you try to fight the 5v4 at the Baron, or you try to get a shutdown on a cross map. I mean, if Gwen is going to cross, it's kind of tough. I think you kind of just have to, like, maybe like flip a 5v5 at your base or at Baron at this point, because 5v5s favor the losing team. Yeah, this one's kind of tough. It will come down to, whenever you're behind, you always want to have a disproportionate amount of people on one side of the map. Find a player that you can kill and get a shutdown, and that's going to be your ticket back into the game. How are you going to do that in this game? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, on paper, it's doable, but actually executing it, that's the hard part here. And Ganon, definitely is, look at him. Level 20, has almost full build. You know what I mean? Rabadons, I think, is like the last item that they need here. Actually, is it Rabadons? What are they? Probably, I would say probably Rabadons.
Bush cheese again.
And yeah, this bush cheese, man, this is, I mean, at least they have the blue trinket to catch it out this time. Thank God. But yeah, they are. Look at all that vision as well. Like, damn, Cujo, you're killing it, my friend. And Moosie's clearing it. Like, look at Moosie, 121. She's going in, she's clearing it. But Cujo's just setting up again all this great vision, and the rest of Silversongs as well. They're not getting caught out. They're not getting flanked from Scalarian. They have learned from games 1 and 2, and as this series continues, they are just adapting and growing to a couple of these things. And here we go. Kuja is going to go ahead and start this fight here, it looks like. And the Solar Flare being held onto. Gasolus has to be very careful. There goes the Zonias, and I think they might be setting up for his own demise. He is. We have Yunara sitting in the background, has to flash in the middle of all the action, and no, right into the middle of it is not where you need to be, Papa. And that is going to be 3. They do end up getting Caveat allergies, but that's going to be 3 for 1. Unfortunately, Scalarian, you might be 4th up on the menu, flashing just for a good measure, but delaying the inevitable as the triple is picked up here from Ganon. Zyra's the only one remaining, trying to clear what she can, and the Baron's going to get picked up here, and I think that might have been the straw that broke the camel's back to end this game potentially here as the teleport comes in to the base. Very nice timing, very nice use of it, and with the cannons being buffed up with the Baron, I think that might be enough, and the death timer's still 15 seconds out. That's a fed Gwen. Look at her just decimate these Nexus towers. And she's saying, I want to get up on this board. I carried this team. And we will go to a game 4, Rylion. Do not worry. And I was worried for a little bit. I cannot lie to you.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not a 3-0. Oh, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It'll be a 3-1. It'll be a 3-1. I'm not worried.
Okay.
I will say that Viego's out of the pool now. Gwen is out of the pool now. I think, I guess maybe for us, Volibear's out of the pool now. I think it just came down to... So if you remember in the previous series, it came down to, I think, a little bit of, overconfidence and overzealousness in the early game by TSG Prime. And the Silversong is just really good at, like, converting their leads. To be honest, I think Silversong made some mistakes that they probably could have avoided. TSG Prime as well. Same thing happened. So it's still, I mean... anything can happen in game 4 that's coming up. My prediction is not just because I want TSG Prime to win, but like also this happened before. I think they will play. Maybe they'll play slower, so maybe they actually won't be pressing leads as much. But I'm hoping for not a really bad early game into mid game transition in this game 4. Well, for a little bit more consistency, but really good job to Silversong. Really good try by TSG Prime. Yeah, let's see what happens in game 4.
Yep, we will see what happens in game 4. We are going to cut it to a short little break, though, while we get ready, and I fixed all of the scores for all you nitpicky people out there. So it is 2-1 currently. TSG still leads the series right now. They just need one more to close it out. But Silversongs are on their tail now, up on the board 2-1, looking to close out Game 4, make it a 2-2, and Game 5 banger. With Chaos being my right-hand man tonight, I'm kind of expecting that. So we're going to cut it to a short little intermission while we get ready for Game number 4. But do not go anywhere. Your boy Rye Lion and Chaos will be right back.
Bye. See you soon.
Alrighty, welcome back, all of you wonderful, wonderful people. It's your boy Ryline here and Chaos, bringing you all the action in game number 4 now in this great playoff series in Scuttle Division between TSG Prime and Silversong Mavericks. Same sides, same teams, different score. 2-1 now, so they finally managed to make their way back into it. And I know you were on the edge of your seat that entire time. But thoughts, comments, smart remarks about game number 3 there?
Yeah, Silversong got a lead early, and they were able to convert that. They made a couple of mistakes along the way. TSG Prime made a couple of mistakes along the way. I would say that some of the mistakes, I would say that the mistakes were more unforced errors on TSG Prime side, although some of the fights were really good by Silversong. So definitely really great gameplay by Silversong to get that third game. Now they're in game 4. The momentum is probably somewhat in their favor. They're probably feeling really good, but like I said, every game just try to put the other game away and be like, okay, what am I going to do in this game? What is our game plan? Look at every game is different. So I guess the one thing to call out in this draft, there's a couple things to call out in the draft here. So the Jin ban was dropped for Garen on the side of Sushi Prime, and Silversong dropped the Ari ban for Wukong, Ari ban for Skarner, and they first pick Wukong. So definitely trying to pinch Asuma's pool. I do think Asuma does play a good amount of Jack, so he's still on comfort this game. I would imagine that TSG Prime is going to be prioritizing Ari somewhere, maybe here, or maybe Silversong can pick it on 2-3 before TSG Prime can. Okay, they early pick the Nami here. I think that's a fine blind. So yeah, I guess we'll have to see. This is uncharted territory for both teams, so maybe there's some picks that are cooking up here. We'll have to watch out for.
Uncharted as in the draft order, like, because I believe they were focusing ADC as first in the previous drafts, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, the jungler was present, and okay, there's the Xayah. I think this might be a Xayah Rakan duo, always a great one. Oh, never mind, Yuumi. You teased us with Yuumi last time, you little raggedy. I don't think you're gonna be. I don't think you're gonna be doing that. But Nami, I think is a great blind, like you had mentioned before. A lot of options to pick from for Nami. Leaving the Jin open and still not opting to go for it leads me to believe that's probably going to be a game 5 pick. More than likely for Silversong if they do make it to game 5 here. Got to make it through game 4, of course. But there's that Rakan duo. But I really like the setup already between the Wukong, Xayah, Rakan. I think 3 very good competitive play picks. Wukong, of course, being one of the most. Xayah, obviously a very safe pick, has that Feather Storm, able to get out of a tight, risky situation. Jax, even if we have like a J4 setup or something like that, able to get out of that Cataclysm at least. And Rakan still, again, great disengage, great engage. And opted in for that Lucian. I like that. That shows TSG is going to be pretty aggressive trying to get that level 2 spike. And right as soon as they do that, I hope to see some action from Beaver down there on this Lucian. And they will not play passively. But I wanted to talk about that Jax. You said that's more than likely leaning towards a jungle Jax, we're probably saying here. It's flexible, so still could be top, but
almost definitely. I think that is a champion that Asuma likes to play, and Silversong already picked their jungler into Wukong. I think the Jax pick into Wukong is I don't think. I mean, it's definitely not like a paper count or anything. It's not like a Poppy or anything. Which, by the way, I think Poppy looks pretty good for TSG Prime here. So it's probably jungle. I think Nami pick is fine. I think I would have liked to see a Corki. I feel like Corki does a little bit more than Lucian does in general, but Beaver is probably confident on the Lucian here. Xayah Rakan obviously really good. Silversong's comp is really good. They can either go in or they can go back. It looks like TSG Prime wants to go in. So maybe adding supplemental dive. I think maybe something like I think Vex here could be good. I think Rise here could be good. Although those are blind picks, so either Vlad maybe, but just look or like blind picking a tank top here. Could also be good here as well. I guess we'll have to see. Ari and Victor, I expected to get banned out since those were basically perma banned whenever mid lane was up. I guess Oriana's up as well. Malphite, okay.
Taking the Malphite, okay, yeah, because they banned that out last game against Silversong, so taking it away from them, so it's fearless. They won't see it in game 5 at least. I still expect. I mean, I think an Olaf would be pretty baller here from Silversong. That's going to mitigate all of the CC for TSG. He's able to run through whatever he wants. They covered this last time as well. Silversong almost got me with that with the Yumi earlier, but oh, never mind. Singed into the
The other
Malphite.
run at you, champ.
Yep, and we've seen some Singed play happen before, and he is unkillable at times. That Zoe, oh, I was gonna say that would be interesting, but the Talia I think would be really good, especially into a dashing champion and a jumping champion like the Jackson the Lucian here.
Yeah.
I don't think the Unstoppable Force. Does Malphite take damage from that as well?
Ooh.
Ooh, Vex.
Malphite. Okay, yeah, Vex is pretty good.
Yeah.
Malphite doesn't take damage from his own ult. Is that what you're asking?
No. If he dives through, does he take damage through the stones? You know what I mean? Because it's whoever like does a dash or gets knocked over, and he's technically flying on over.
Yeah,
He's not going to get stopped, but he does take that damage.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't
That's
matter.
a really interesting pick. Okay, so let me think about this. Okay, so Malphite blind. I was thinking it was a little bit weird because I feel like Malphite can get countered pretty easy, but Malphite's Malphite, so you're always gonna have some value. Malphite into Xayah is kind of a weird decision. I feel but then you guys, I guess you're trading ultimates, and maybe Xayah is easy to kill, but Rakan and Wukong can also protect Xayah. So I'm not really sure, 100% sure about that. I think Sitch is a great pick into Malphite. Obviously, he's EP and he could just run around. I think Sitch is a good pick into the rest of TSG Prime's team in general because they don't really have any point and click CC to like stop him. So I guess we'll have to see. Vex pick I really like for Silversong. It stops at least is decent into the Jack stash, although it's more for supplemental dive with Wukong and Rakan if they want to play it that way. Cass is a really interesting pick. I actually really like Cass here, and it stops Silversong, from sending it, but I don't know what would be like the best pick here. What do you think about this draft, Ryan? Who do you think is winning in draft here?
Winning it, that's a lot of damage from TSG Prime. I cannot lie. They have Jax, they got Lucian, they got Cass. Malphite still counts for damage even if he goes tank rather than AP, which I highly suggest doing personally, because they have a Wukong, they have a Xayah, they do still need that tank because they don't have any tank without it.
Yeah.
Singe is going to go tank regardless. I don't think he's going to be going AP because they got that Vex. Plus for Khan, I don't really count him as a tank. He's more of like a utility champ. The heals, the shields, the charms is what he's there for. Wukong does have the armor shred, so that's going to help out a little bit with the Malphite, but he's Malphite. You know what I mean? So he's just going to build straight armor. Silversong, though, oh man. Again, I think a really good front to back kind of team. You know what I mean? So Wukong's going to go ahead and engage. Rakan's going to go ahead and engage. They have the ability to start fights, get picks off if they so choose. TSG Prime, though, they're not lacking in the picks. I just think that they're kind of lacking in the team fights. Cassiopeia, that could be a game-changing ultimate if they find themselves in those tight little spaces. Just like we saw like in Baron last game. It was around the second or third Baron take. TSG Prime had Hui. They had Sivir. What game was that? That was game number 1. Yeah, they had Hui and Sivir. They were in the tri-bush at the top, and they were just decimating from afar. They wanted to play in those tight areas, in those small enclosed spaces, and that's exactly, I think, the same kind of comp that they have here going for them. So if they're able to do that, great. But Silversong, they tasted the victory now, right? Their backs are against the wall. Game number 4 now. They have to win this, of course, or else there is no game 5 and they have no chance of making it to the next round. But TSG, they want it just as bad. I know they do. They wanted that 3-0, but they got a little bit too lax. They got a little bit too cocky, a little bit overzealous, some would say. And that's what kind of made their downfall there in game number 3. But I think the mental reset's there. I think TSG Prime is primed and ready to go. And I think Mavericks, again, they tasted that victory, and now they want to secure that second one to push this game 5. But I'm just for the cinema, just for the plot, and just for the narrative. I want Silversong to take this to a game 5 so bad, you have no idea, my friend. How about you?
Silversong wants Silver Scrapes here. I think TSG. So one thing to mention is I think game 1 was definitely a little bit shaky from the side of TSG. I think game 2 was pretty clean. And then game three, obviously they lost. But I think the key factor is I think the clean game two. We saw skill on a tank champion.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Kled got ahead early. I think the Akali got ahead early. But then as the game started going on, I think skill started to get caught out a couple times and whatnot. So this time he's on a tank, which is just the same as game two. And game three, I think from a jungle perspective, I think game three, just unfortunate early game, some cheesing and whatnot. So I think if the early game is consistent, I think TSG Prime has a good chance of winning because I do think that TSG's mid lane and bot lane are stronger than Silversong's from the past games that we've seen.
Mm.
So if top lane is able to hold down the fort, if jungle doesn't get cheesed, then I think when you put player names on, I think TSG's Prime's mid and bot lane can win.
Mm.
That being said, if you take nameplates off, I think Silversong has a better draft. I think they have really interesting tools. They can both go in or go back depending on how the game looks. I think TSG Prime has the same, but I feel like Silversong's tools are a little bit easier because you have Wukong, you have Rakan, and you have Vex versus you have like Jack Stun. Like you have Malphite, which is great.
Right.
Castle is really only good if they come into us, and then you have Nami Wave as well if they come into us. And then Jack Stun, I feel like doesn't really do anything in this draft. So draft wise, I think Silversong has a bit of a lead, but yeah, I mean, I think TSG Prime it definitely has good tools in this draft. I still believe in them to take it.
I'm again, all eyes for me is going to be on Gasalis and how he plays on this Cassiopeia, because Cassiopeia to me is like high risk, high reward. You know what I mean? She has very short range, but a lot of damage built inside of her. So she's able to pop off early, get these kills early on the Vex. She doesn't have any dashes or anything like that, so it kind of nullifies the passive of Vex. So that is one thing that she does have going for her, but that does also make it kind of hard for Jax to gank, because right as soon as he tries to jump in,
Yeah.
he takes damage or gets a little bit of magic or whatever her passive is. I know it's not good for people who dash. Plus, right as soon as he jumps on her, she's just going to use her shield. Everyone's going to get feared, and it's just going to be kind of moot. So I think it's going to be very interesting how Gasalis tries to get ahead in this game. But I know you guys were itching for your predictions, so those are up and ready to go. Still have about 10 minutes left on those, so spend all of your channel points on that. I know we had a major upset last game, so think twice before leaning towards one or the other that's heavily favored, because TSG Prime, they only need one more game, but Silversongs came back. They put one up on the board here, so really it could be anyone's. But yeah, any closing remarks before we cut into a short little intermission here?
Now let's get into the game. I'm excited.
Bet, absolutely. And with that, we are going to cut it again to a short little break. Your boy Chaos and Ryline will be right back.
Bye-bye.
All right, welcome back, all of you wonderful, wonderful people. It's your boy Ryline here and Chaos. This is game number 4 in the Scuttle Division playoffs between TSG Prime and Silversong Mavericks. Same size as before, TSG on blue, Silversong's on red. And Chaos, who do we got starting for us on the blue side?
Yeah, so in game 4 on blue side, we got TSG Prime again. They're 2-1 in this series. Galarian is playing Malphite in the top lane. Osmo's playing Jax in the jungle. Gas is on Cassiopeia. And then we have Beaver and Lucy playing Lucian Nami.
Ooh, yeah, such a lovely combo in the bot lane. And we have on red side here for Silversong Mavericks, we have Ganon D in the top side with Singe, Sniper Maid with Wukong in the jungle, Kev had allergies with the Vex in the mid, Exile on the Zaya ADC, and Cujo on the Rakan support. God, I love that duo as well. It's just so many wonderful things are happening, so many wonderful duos, so much wonderful gameplay. Jungles, break it down for me, working from top to bot to top. How are we looking on the setup and the runes?
So nothing. Honestly, everything looks standard in terms of setup and runes, masteries, runes and items and whatnot. You see that there's going to be a trade bot. This could be kind of big.
Oh, wait, and also top side. Hold on. Director camera wants us to look at top. Oh, Ganon with the last final auto there. Almost gets knocked out there from Scalarian, but again, we have also a lot happening in the bot side. It looks like double sums used from Exile there as that level 2 power spike came through from Beaver and Moosey, who are completely 100% health bars and all of their sums.
Yeah, I think, I think over just the whole game, I think TSG Prime's bot lane has been putting a lot of pressure onto Silversong's bot lane. They've been getting prio, they've been getting CS leads. I don't expect a Lucian Nami to be any different. Looking at jungles, you see the Jax is pathing down, we see the Wukong is pathing up, so looking to play to try to get the Singed ahead for the side of Silversong. Looking to do your typical Drake stacking, bot side prio, mid prio for that bot Scuttle. So first sequence, yeah, I think that top 1v1 was unfortunate. At least he's playing Malphite. It was pretty close, to be fair. So honestly, nothing really. I guess we'll have to see out this first sequence if anything more comes of that. Especially, more on the second sequence, right? Zaya has no sums now, so if Jax is able to... Oh, nothing happens to it. Trade flashes mid. So yeah, Scuttle obtained. Nothing crazy, so...
Yeah.
CS bot, though.
Yeah, a major CS lead, and walking right into the auto with the grass procs going off in Scalarian. Oh, might find death as well. Sniper Maid, yep, with that red buff and the slows just ticking off. They are able to trade at least 1-for-1 there, so has to burn his flash, Sniper does, to get the kill, but still pretty good.
Yeah, not bad, actually. 1-for-1, pulled the jungle flash out of it, so not bad, considering he was also down a kill at the start.
That is true. That is true, because yeah, he did get backhanded by Singe at that very last attack. Because that's what Singe does. He just punches.
I don't think, to be fair, I don't expect Malphite to do this much damage, but I know tanks do a lot of damage in the early game, so maybe I should look at this a little bit more. I was looking at, it's a Malphite Singe. There's nothing to look at top, but that's the lane that has had the most action in this early game. This is tank v quasi-tank matchup.
It has all the action, I would say, so far. Every kill's been in top side. And I think Malphite also gets a little bit sneaky with the grass proc and his E, because he was only level 2, I think, at the time. So it's a good amount of damage. Good amount of damage by them. But how do you feel about that Deathfire touch on the Cassiopeia instead of Conqueror? Typically, you see Conqueror. I know Deathfire's not terrible at all by any means for just mages in general, but just figured how you felt about that specifically. Damn! Alright, okay.
That was a really good trade. Yeah, back to Mr. Q and her E, so then Caston's like, yep, I'm just going to run you down.
Oh my god. And Scalarian
this might be a solo
bonking! Ganon, yeah, damn. These grass procs are really starting to do their work.
Wow, well played. Okay, I think DFT is, the new primary keystone for Cassiopeia, but I agree. I feel like Honker would have been pretty good as well. I will trust Gas on that. Gas.
Both?
So you see TSG Prime's bot lane getting
yeah, and I think Moosey's just gonna be able. Moosey has been on. I gotta say, her skill shots have been so wonderful this series. If there's anything besides her vision, which is also impeccable, the skill shots are on point. Moosey, shout out to you.
Yeah, really well played. The bindings in the Lux game are really good. I think there, if the Wukong was able to decoy a little bit earlier, was able to get a little bit of extra damage, but, not having CC for the Nami means nothing much is going to happen. Was able to trade, or take the ward out of it, so not bad. But yeah, looking at the first neutral, the Wukong is pathing up, so at the end of the day, this dragon should be free for the side of TSG. Just looking at bot, we see Wuxing getting a handsome 15 CS lead already. Bot the call is scaling pretty well. Oh, Malphite is ult though. Singe flash.
Yeah, that's an unstoppable force right to the dome, and
Hey.
yeah, he's going AP Singe, by the way, not tank.
Do you go like I don't know, like Leandries or something?
But I'm not even gonna pretend like I know nothing about it. I have no idea. Couldn't even begin to tell you what I'm saying. So I've seen people go Leandries. All I know is whenever I versus Singed, they go sicko mode. Whenever I have a Singed, they are deathly sick, as in the not good kind.
Yeah, mood. You have like the 0-10 proxy Singe that are just like, guys, I'm gonna hit my spike pretty soon. Versus then you have like the 10-0 Singe that's like, oh, nice trade. Just like flanking everybody and killing everybody. I get that. So, but yeah, so I mean, you know, first Drake secured for TSG Prime. Lucian is pretty ahead in terms of the CS lead as well. So. It's kind of going the way that I thought. What I find interesting is that this was a Singe pick into the Malphite, and the Wukong is pathing into the Singe, and it's still, I would say, like slightly ahead on the side of skill. So, pretty good.
And I gotta, does Beaver just love the coal? I never get coal. I'll be honest. Like, what is up with that? Do they just love the extra 300? Is it worth it? That extra 300 gold, even though they're spending 500 or 400 on it in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, does that offset or help in any way, shape, or form? What's up with that? Genuinely.
It does, because obviously, when you get Cull, it's almost like you right-click for plus 100 or something like that. Okay. So it's the only issue is that it's delayed. And it also means that if your bot lane is even or ahead, you will get to your second item faster. It's usually good for champions that have quick and easy, like and powerful 2-item spikes. Yeah, if you're ahead, you just scale really well. So imagine you're up 25 CS and you're up a call.
Which they consistently are, so that does make sense.
Yes. It's also just like, if you're gonna get a good reset and you have 450 gold, what are you gonna buy, like longsword or a call, right? Call's just always gonna be better. Because you get about the same stats, but then it gives you guaranteed like scaling. To be fair, honestly, I also buy call all the way up to maybe like, I don't know. 60, oh my gosh.
Good unstoppable force. I mean, he's falling asleep at the wheel. Ganon, I don't know, he went from these like insane trading juggernaut, or what would you even call them in the top side? What would you call Gwen? Like just duelist to a Singed play. This is confusing me the most on like a very important game.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know if it's like a champ pool thing or if it's like, you know, they just thought that this was a really good pick, or I'm not sure, but skill obviously showing that he's very comfortable on this Malphite. He's able to, you know, get multiple kills, even getting pathed away from. And Malphite's also just generally a good champion. But we have seen this before where Ganon is getting behind in a couple early trades, but he's able to come back. So I wouldn't count Ganon out just yet, and if I'm TSG or if I'm skill, I also would not think the same. I think there's probably still some kind of turning point where Singe is going to be pretty useful. So we'll have to wait and see. But in the meantime, TSG Prime was able to get grubs as well, so that's 2 neutrals up. Drake coming up in 2 minutes. So so far 2 neutrals up. The whole map is 0-0 besides top side. So yeah, I mean, yeah. What do you think about this game so far? Who do you think is gonna win in like fights?
You see, that's a great one. This Singed is. I don't know how useful he's going to be in these team fights compared to a Malphite. You have the Unstoppable Force, which is an immediate onto your backline, either forcing an ulti or a flash or some major tool. And hold on. I was going to say Kujo's going to engage there, but I'm leaning towards TSG currently at the current state of the game. You know what I mean? They're up by about 700 gold, so, you know, it's still manageable. Silversong's still definitely... Bot, yeah, that's what I was about to mention. I was like, but that 300 gold... Oh, that 30 CS lead and that extra like almost 1k gold is going to be on probably this ADC, which let's just go ahead and take a look at. 36 to 31. So 500 of the CS difference or gold difference is on that. And then look at the top lane, 700 gold difference between those two. Just in the kills alone, which we kind of expected. Ganon, though, looking for a nice flank, gets the Petrifying Gaze, throws Oh my god,
Oh my
Gasolus!
gosh.
Oh, never mind. Ends up getting taken out anyways, but still, the Unstoppable Force,
No
good roam
flash.
from Scalarian, and like you had mentioned, no flash, no ulti, no nothing. What a pickup there from Skill. Yeah, I liked the look. It was a good look. It was a good run from Ganon. I think it was a little bit unfortunate. Still got the kill on over to Kev, so that's good at the end of the day. But, yeah, another great roam by Scalarian to match, and at least trade 2 for 1.
Yeah, that was a questionable decision to pull the Cassiopeia into safety under turret and then die. Probably just a misplay or miscommunication. Good of Kev to get the back kill, but Skill also good roam to turn the 1-for-1 into a 2-for-1. Now we have 4 kills on this unstoppable moving force. Drake is coming up in 30 seconds. Lucian is very strong at the moment as well. I would imagine that this Drake is. They're going to play for it. Oh, well, I would imagine that it's going to be TSG's, but it's going to be a question of does Silversong feel like this Drake is something they want to play for when they know that Vex doesn't have ult in next. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no ult, no flash. Yeah, Vex is just
nice
absolutely just, yeah. SOL on that one.
Interesting that they chose to. Oh, wait, is there going to be a fight here? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Ganon's going to have an even worse time against this Cassiopeia. With the range, and he's AP as well. Like, yeah, this is not fun. Not fun with this swap that they have done.
Yeah, I think maybe Malphite was just staying mid at the end of the previous sequence, so Cass opened up top. Great kill to find the Vex, who didn't have the flash or ult right before the Drakes. Just, very clean. Yeah, they're not going to get anything done on the crossover. They're going to get a couple camps, but I think that's going to be it. Wukong is up 20 CS, but... Yeah.
I was going to say, Osmo's not been very present this game. I mean, we just saw him gank on that last one. But other than that, no action from him, no assists, and he's down 20 CS. Hasn't been present, but he really hasn't had that many looks to do anything with. And do you think that's going to cause like a little bit of a problem, or do you think it's just like he's Jax anyways, late game's fine, Wukong's the one that falls off, and also same thing, hasn't been as present. Has 1 gank, 1 kill, and no assist so far.
Well, to be fair, I think Wukong did the same thing where, Wukong... Oh, there could be a play top here.
Oh, the Unstoppable Force, yep, does not make its mark, but they do have 3 members from the side of TSG present here, and they are going to find Sniper. Vex ulti does find its mark onto Gasos on the backside, but she will not jump into that 1v3, absolutely not. And, yeah, not really able to make anything else happen on the other side of the map. Resolution Nami is pretty strong with their Essence Reaver in hand, and a 30 CS lead about on the solution here. And here goes the engage from Kujo. Being met immediately. Good tidal wave does find its mark along with a good bubble. The Colling's going to go ahead. 80% of it's going to find its way onto Kujo here. Forces the flash and the barrier from Exile there. And they are going to go ahead and back off that one. The sustain from Musi has a lot of mana. Has a lot of heals in the tank. And Beaver, like nothing even happened to them. Oh, man, yeah, this is rough. Another good bubble lands. Good dash forward from Kujo. Good knock-up, though. Lands the charm onto both members here. The sustain from Musi is pretty good. Here's the ignite to go. Grievous Wounds do get slowed a little bit, at least on the healing. Has to burn the flash and the barrier as well, and Musi has to burn her flash, and oh my god, that was a lot of damage from those minions, and Musi gets the kill, actually, on the Exile there at the end of all that. So, Musi, again, putting in work, doing what she needs to do. And yeah, very nice trade, lengthy trade, but in favor of TSG overall.
Yeah, that was a great play by TSG Prime's bot lane to get an initial play, but honestly, Silversong's bot lane to come back. It came down to whoever got like an extra auto, so it could have went anyone's way, but TSG Prime does get a slight lead in that. So yeah, I wanna talk about the point that you mentioned before, where it doesn't feel like Asuma's doing much, but there might be a play mid, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, but no, it looks like, yeah, Asuma's having a little bit of difficulty having to take care of Vex, but Rakan did show up, so nice job to Kujo. And oh my god, Scalarian, he's like, I'm tanky, I'm not fight. I may not be Mundo, but I definitely go where I damn well please. And a right underneath tower, Unstoppable Force gets another kill off onto Ganon D there. The rest of the team, rest of the squad, fighting around this dragon, which is going to be up. Never mind, not even for another 2 minutes. So I don't even know what the hell they're fighting for. Vex is going to ulti in and does find Asuma there, who does have to burn his flash. And Musi does get taken out. That means resets on the Vex ulti, but it doesn't look like they are going to use it. Gasolus with a teleport there is going to go ahead and find his mark.
Ooh, nice
Petrifying
castle.
gaze onto the onto the back line there, and good focus on
Nice
the
turn.
Cujo as they do get a 1-for-1 trade, support for support, and Beaver not wanting to end it yet, just there, dashes forward onto Kev, almost ends up getting another one there, but no, not enough, and great trade overall in favor of TSG again.
Yeah, very scrappy fight. Kind of wanted to talk about the Jax plan because I think it's relevant here. I think Jax wasn't really doing that much, but the plays he was making were good plays, right? We have two, they have two Drakes. There was a play mid. It's when they look for these over tempo plays is where things start getting risky, right? We saw it in the Volibear game. We saw it in Malphite has ult here.
Yeah, he's not using it.
Yeah, so let's get there. We see the Jax trying to do an invade. Wasn't, maybe it was there's a bit of miscommunication. He's trying to run away. The whole, Silversong roster is looking to try to kill him. Kind of baited the team into a bit of a precarious situation. So I actually would prefer things that are a little bit more stable. Like you play your Pride, you play your Vision, and then you group up with the team. Which is, I think, what they tried to do. If you don't do anything crazy, it's perfectly fine. I mean, you're ahead. You don't need to do anything crazy to win from this position. So that's a third neutral. That's going to be now they're going to play for the Drake.
This is the dominant TSG that we saw in this first game here, and the second game, I would say. It was a very close one, though, in that first go-around. Not nearly as close in game number 4. A little bit of the gaming fatigue is setting in, it feels like, as we get later on in this series. And as that champion pool starts to dry up a little bit, you start seeing a couple picks that you might not be too comfortable on, as we're kind of seeing in the top lane here. Again, that Singed, I don't know if this is just something, like, that just seemed like a good, like, U.GG pick or something. I don't know. I really don't know what to say, because it is not working out very well, and he is committing to the full AP, while Scalarian is just tanking it up and just doing all this damage. Has a Randuin's, has a Sunfire, like 2 completed items. Like, yep, there's the Leandries, and probably going to be going to Rylai's next, but Cujo going to go ahead and, again, start the engage here. Does get a nice double knock-up into a great Charm, and Shutdown being picked up there from Kev, and that's going to be a second one being picked up, and a triple kill actually picked up by Kev, and yeah, that is now online Kev, and he's going to go even brazen enough, full in on Malphite, all gas, no brakes, causing him to back off as this dragon is up and present, the first dragon of the game for the side of Silversong, if they are able to get it here. Scalarian, along with Gasolus, are available for this Drake. They have no Drake, or they have no jungle, and they have no ADC, so I think they are just going to give this one up. But damn, that was a little pep in their step on the side of Silversong's, it looks like here.
Yeah, I think what TSG needs to do there is just wait and just have Malphite TP in early, and then fight the fight. I was going to say this before any of this happened. I'm like, I would have liked the Malphite to just literally TP in, and then they could just play that fight, play 5e.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he does die.
That's why you go Deathfire. Got it.
Yeah, that's why you go Deathfire. Doesn't even have like Leandries or any burn items.
Nope. Just Deathfire.
Nice double. So I want to see like Malphite in these. I mean, if you look at the golden, right? If you look at who has,
I don't know.
Wait, this is a kill?
Yeah, this is definitely a kill. I mean, he can't run him down.
Q.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's gonna steal the movement speed and then the kill him. Nice, well played.
Yep, no Rylai's.
Does he get out though? He's a 500 gold bounty.
Oh yeah, there's no one else around him that's able to kill.
Okay, so if you look at who's strong on the side of TSG's roster, it's not the jungle and bot lane, it's the mid and top lane. So when you're trying to contest vision like that, you have to be very careful to know that, obviously you should know this by now, Silversong is really good at like controlling vision and like trying to use vision for plays, like so you don't want to get caught out like that, but more importantly, you don't want to even take a risk or be ready to just run away and be ready to give up vision control, because as soon as your Cassiopeia and Malphite join the fight, you will win. So I think that what happened there is they tried to contest vision control by themselves, and then they got caught. So I'm hoping that in the next couple fights, we're going to have a Malphite in the fight, we're going to have a Cassiopeia in the fight, because if Malphite's in the fight and Singer's in the fight, I'm pretty sure Malphite's going to do a lot more. If Cass is in the fight and Vex is in the fight, I think it's a bit of a toss-up, but...
Yep, they have 3 people now trying to meet this Malphite, and we have seen this on the Mundo before. Scalarian gonna get poisoned to death, and a major shutdown being picked up there from Ganon. I think kind of needed on him as well if he wants to try to make his way back into this game, and knowing that the 3 members are down there, they are going to go ahead and start this Baron, but I think that might be a little bit of a bold call, as they do not have the burst to go ahead and take it, and with half health bars now on a couple of these members, they're going to go ahead and get off of that immediately. Good call, good moves here from the side of Silversong to stop that, as they do also take this tier 1 in the mid and open up the map for the first time. But yeah, this is still anyone's game, you know? 3K gold lead, 4 kills on the side of TSG, yes, but most of those kills are on this Malphite, you know? 7 of the 12 are on this Malphite, which is great. But if he's gonna stick to the side lanes and he's gonna get 3-man that easy, and he's building strictly armor, so Vex is still able to do a lot of damage. Singe is able to do a lot of damage. You know, it might not be that great the later this game goes.
I just want to make sure there's a play up here.
Yeah, no, it's fine, even if there is.
Oh,
actually, hold on. Petrified Gaze does
good.
land.
Oh
God damn!
God.
All right, Gastelus, my apologies. I was like, he's not going to get this. He's actually going to get the
That's just a
double
1v2.
kill. Gastelus is on point. Oh my God, my apologies, Gastelus. I was not familiar with your game. Just kidding. I called this. I said you were going to be an absolute animal. It's either sink or swim when it comes to Cassiopeia, and you have done nothing but show up all night. Love it.
Yeah, really well played to cast. That has to be something, right? We have Herald, but this has to be Baron, right? Malphite is splitting bot with Herald. 2 people are dead. They just have to answer this push. That should be a free Baron. Just need to make sure that the Wukong doesn't get like a magic steal. Get a bot T2. That is a game that that is a play that opens up the game. I think now TSG is in a really commanding position in this game 3. There was something I was gonna say before that top play. I forgot to skip. What I was going to say is that play that Silversong made to make a play onto the Malphite and then also cross-map the Baron, that is a play that a lot of people feel like you can't make. It's like, hey, if I send 3 people bot, then they're going to take the Baron. It's up to the team that is doing the Baron to be ready for that. Because you saw what happened. Malphite died, and then they waited a little bit, and then they started the Baron. Right? That Baron cross-map is itself a good play, and generally it depends on the stage of the game. Not that counterable. But it has to be communicated and planned beforehand. It's very evident from the way that it planned out is that they didn't plan to do a Baron cross map. It just kind of happened that someone died and they decided they need to cross map and then they just did the Baron. If it was planned, I think that Baron would have been taken. So just something to call out that you can make, you know, bot plays and then still be able to contest the Baron. But
Absolutely.
Going back to the game, this dragon should be TSG.
Oh, yeah. Dragon's up in 5 seconds. And in the great words of Hjalti, this game is a turn-based game. You know, and I never really thought about it like that before it was ever mentioned. And, you know, that little moment of hesitation, definitely, as you had mentioned, that window for Baron was available. But because they hesitated and they didn't think about, oh, okay, this is a 3-man on Malphite, we have the numbers, let's take this. Which I still don't think that they had the burst or they had the damage enough to even take it, like, comfortably, even at that point. You know, it can make or break these kinds of plays. And it definitely broke, you know, that little moment of hesitation. And good calling is going to go ahead and get started with the sieging of this Baron on the tier 2 here in mid lane. So we do have 4 members with Malphite in the top side. So they are kind of spreading the love of this Baron here. But, oh my goodness, Awesome has to be careful. You know, Kev is really big right now, picking up a triple kill the last time they all decided to group up. Teleport now coming in from Scalarian. So they are all ready and available for this team fight. And we know Skill is going to be the one to pull this trigger. Has 3 completed items, a Heart Steel, Sunfire, and Randuin's. This is a tanky level 17 big boy on Malphite. Dear God. The closest one next to him is level 14, which is the Wukong and the Singe, by the way. So Scalarian is just like absolute final boss level currently.
Dude, I'm just imagining being Silversong and being like, okay, let's see what we can do to this siege. And then that Malphite TP's in and he's like this massive fucking wall. And he's like insanely tanky. Oh, can he get out? He should get out.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that was close. But yeah, just imagine that, like, that massive, like, Giga Chad, like, Malphite TP's in. You're like, alright, it's your turret. I'm not gonna try to fight that.
Yeah, it's like, yep, never mind. Rethinking. It's all yours, big dude. Uh-oh, and hold on. Sniper looking for a potential play onto Musi
Nice
here.
bubble.
Another great bubble. Cyclone going to be full committed, though, and he is absolutely going all
This
the
is
way
way
in.
too far for
Yes,
Wukong.
Cujo is trying to go ahead and help, but nah. Beaver and the rest of the squad are there, and oh my god, the unstoppable force on the Kev inside the top, or bot side here. Very nice moves, trying to get the amped up damage. Actually might end up just getting him off and keeps his life. What a move by Kev to stop that, but still, in the mid lane, they were able to get Sniper Made, who I think kind of overly committed to that one there. It's too late to force plays now at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe I think he thought his team was a little bit closer. I think initially looking at the Nami was fine, but then he committed what, like Flash EW, which means the Nami level was free to hit. I would say that's a bit of an int. Like I kind of just sent it there. Unfortunately, that Malphite wasn't able to get the kill on the Vex, otherwise that probably would have been structures off the map. But oh yeah, Yatishi's in a really strong position. I think this next Baron is going to, if TSG gets it, it might just decide the game. So if I am, and if it turns into a 5v5, I give it to TSG. So I want to see if Silversong wants to, I think the best thing that Silversong can do is try to get a player pick beforehand. It's gonna be really tough. Like, I think the person that you'd want to kill is Cassiopeia because she's most of their consistent damage. She's level 17. She
The least mobile.
she has a shutdown. But she's so hard to kill, and she has flash, and she's so hard to kill.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Petrifying Gaze kind of is a bummer. You got to feel that out, like, when she's going to be using it, which she's either going to be, like, at the beginning when you jump on her. But, oh, nice. The Charm is going to go ahead and land. And we do see the dash coming in from Beaver, who, almost gets picked out here. But, hold on. Nice flank coming in from Ganon D as well. And the shutdown actually getting picked up. There's the target focus that you were just mentioning. Asuma also getting low, but a nice 4-man knockup from Scalarian. The unstoppable force is here. He has arrived, and I think that's really what turned the tables. And Beaver holding on some great heals coming in from Nami. Does end up getting poisoned and taken down by Ganon, but does not matter. The rest of the squad was picked apart there from Scalarian. And Ganon now running for his life through the jungle. And Kev's the last surviving member of Silversong. So yeah, that looked good from the beginning. Like you said, they had to focus at Cassiopeia, but damn, they forgot about Scalarian real quick until it was too late.
Yeah, that was a really good look by Silversong at the start. The Rakan ult, the Wukong ult was able to dive onto the backline. I think the Cassiopeia, she didn't TP. I'm not sure. It looked like she was just caught in the middle of it and then just got one shot. So on the bright side, she still has Flash and TP for this next Drake, which by the Hexx Soul is probably one of the best Drakes there. So as long as they either group up for this fight, we don't, TP anymore. I think just group up as 5 and then just force a fight. I don't think there's a way TSG loses if they group up, which is what we're seeing here, right? Cass's bot side. Malphite is also opening bot after collecting a couple waves. This is Silversong's timer to try to find a pick. Like, pushing out this extra wave bot is a little bit risky. But as long as they're not able to find the Cassiopeia here, if they're able to group up as 5, I think TSG will take this.
Absolutely.
Spicy.
I mean, again, they've been playing very well out of their mind, Silversong. This is, a potential game-ending series if they do win this on the side of TSG, which is looking like they are really, really yearning for right now. This is the potential soul for the side of TSG if they're able to lock down this dragon, or the second one here for the side of Silversong. But they are big, they are mean, they're scary. Look at Scalarian just skulking about. He does have the unstoppable force. He is the initiator. He is the end-all, the alpha, the omega of TSG Prime. And he is wanting to end this game very quickly so that way they can go ahead and move on to the final round here. Dragon does get started, it looks like, for TSG Prime. Again, Scalarian is this big mountain standing between them and Soul Point here. Cujo's going to go ahead, initiate with his ulti. Nice charm. Does get taken down to about 30% health, but Scalarian focuses right onto the backline. Both Exile and Kev got hit by the unstoppable force. A nice Cyclone is going to hold 3 members down, but that's still way too much damage that they have to deal with. A perfect, I think, play by the side of TSG Prime. Ganon has to escape with Slivers holding on to his health bar, and that is a soul pickup by TSG. What a beautiful move. Beautiful fight coming out of TSG Prime. I don't think it's able to end it, but this will be a transition to the Baron.
I think the Malphite killed Zaya potentially without auto attacking her and not taking any damage. I don't know what happened on the other half of the fight. There was like 3 sides of the fight. There was the side with Malphite Zaya. There was the side with like Wukong Nami, and I think there was the side with Lucian Singe. And there's like 3 different fights there.
Yep.
But it looks like we like TSG won all 3 sides of the fight. They're able to take Hextech Soul, and they're able to take the Baron. And then yeah, this should be the last sequence. They get an emitter for free. This should be the last sequence. There is still a world where, like, if I'm Silversong here, what I'm saying is they're gonna play for top turret. Let's group up. Let's group up for like a mid bot play to have a numbers advantage fight for to get like maybe like a Malphite shutdown or something. Is it doable? I don't know, but that's better than taking a 5v5. So there's like a world where they can come back, like stuff like this. How did I never see that before? Little bunk up.
That was funny.
So yeah, but yeah, playing for the top turret, fight splitting bot. Let's see if Silversong is able to do anything, or does a TSG go into a grand finals off of this last sequence?
Yeah, I mean, they've been playing out of their mind this entire series here, and Scalarian, I gotta say, for this last matchup has been just playing crazy. Been playing crazy the entire series, but this Malphite is just second to none right now. And they do have Baron, and it looks like they are going to go for the final siege and end this game outright. One of the Nexus Towers does fall, the second one being focused hardcore. The Featherstorm comes out. Kujo trying to hop onto the backline here. The E does connect with a couple of members, but it doesn't matter. They got so much damage, they don't even know what to do with it. That's going to be 3 members down now for the side of Silversongs, and that's going to be Kev just trying to scrounge and do what he can, but the Zonia's only delays the inevitable, and that will be 4 members. The second Nexus Tower falls, and this is going to be the ending of this series. TSG Prime ends it in 4, 3-1 over Samsung.
Samsung.
Silversong Mavericks there. And what a game, what a series. I absolutely loved that from start to finish. It put me on the edge of my seat, dude. It really did. It really did.
That
Fantastic one.
So, couple things I want to say to the person in the chat at the very start of the stream voted 3-1 TSG. I hate you, but congratulations. To all the TSG haters, there should not be any. TSG is playing very well. There were some comments that Sniper made in the lobby after game 3 and in the chat. All I'll say is win the series before you talk. Winning one game does not mean that you're better. But either way, I think Sniper made you played really well game 3. Your vehicle performance was really good. Silversong, honestly, you guys played very, very well. I don't think TSG Prime was ever really contested in the games that we've seen TSG Prime play. So you guys definitely gave them a run for their money. Fantastic series. Good job, everyone. I think, is it possible to get some interviews online?
Yo, yeah. We could definitely get some interviews. I kind of want to do an MVP vote for the people at home as well. And before we do that, I also kind of have like a little PSA that I want to mention because it was just mentioned again just a couple minutes ago. It's about the ads, guys. We try to have like very minimal ads. We really do. But even the very minimal ads that we do run, which is minimal, by the way, just so minimal compared to like what it could be done. It helps the channel. It helps support us in many different ways, to grow and things along those lines. Also, it's not that difficult if you want to avoid, drop a sub if you really want to. I mean, Amazon, if you have your Amazon Prime account, you get a free sub every month to just use. Why not drop it here if you're going to be spending most of your time with us? We'd love to have that support. And speaking of the support, I'm going to give a couple shout outs to the people who have supported us throughout this stream. Banana Man, thank you so very much for your follow. Greatly appreciate it. Mathematics for your follow. You are awesome, my friend. And you had the tier 1 sub dropped as well. Thank you so very much. Aces, thank you for the follow. You are much appreciated. We have Taywiz. Shout out to Taywiz with a 60 game streak or stream streak. I'm sorry, watching us here. So that's 60 different streams that you've been a part of, my friend. Thank you so very much. And then I did give a sub out as well to a complainer of the ads, Pokemon Trainer Dad 0114. So that way you don't have to worry about those ads at all. So again, I just wanted to mention we appreciate your support. The ads are just going to be there. We don't control them. We don't start them in the middle of the fights. They just play automatically. We try to get them off as much as possible again. Again, appreciate the support and the constant things that you guys do. But I'm not going to lie. I'm so tired of hearing about these damn ads. It's like, we can't do anything about it, guys. But anyways, just wanted to mention that was my little PSA. Thank you for listening to me out. We have a wonderful, wonderful interview happening right now. We've got Beaver, we got Gasolus, and we have the amazing Moosey. So love to hear you guys. Love to see you guys. Great performance here tonight. We have a couple of questions that we want to go ahead and just give you guys. But first thing I just want to start off with, of course, is the game that did not go so well. Game number 3 here.
I gotta start with that one.
Well, because it's the only one that didn't go in their favor.
That's with you.
So I kind of just want to talk about it a little bit. Hear you guys out. What happened in your guys' opinion that game? Well, we'll give you our perspective. That's no doubt. But I just want to hear from your guys' from the mouth of babes. What do you think happened in game number 3 in your guys' opinion there? And we'll start with Moosey. I love your warding, by the way. Shout out to you and your warding.
Well, I feel like our comms are a little bit mixed. That a couple team fights there, and we kind of started getting sporadically picked, and we kept like calming it, but eventually we're like, okay, yeah. And also to Viego, he got some really good early game lead there, so shout out to him for that for sure. And to be so for real, they all jump scare. I got a legit jump scare because they were all in a freaking bush, and I was like, I knew they were there. I don't know why I walked up, but I did, and it was like a horror game. So that was my point of view.
Lot of jump scares, and we did mention that. I was like, they're gonna do this a billion times, and it doesn't matter what bush, because there's gonna be one that you're not gonna ward, and they're just gonna be sitting in it. Damn,
yeah, they sure did love bushes. That's for sure.
That was crazy. I mean, Asuma did get kind of picked out quite a bit in that game there, the volley bear. He was trying, man, but it seemed like every second of the day they were just collapsing in on him. He was just getting picked off left and right. And Gasless, you were outstanding, I gotta say, in all games as well. You were my MVP vote personally. I think you did absolutely spectacular when you're given like these high damage, just bursty champions. Your Aurora literally almost single-handedly won you guys that game. But other than that, how did you feel about your matchup per se in that mid-to-mid matchup in all 4 games?
I gotta be honest. I was pretty pissed going in after I didn't win MVP that week we played them, and so I was ready to just show everyone why they were wrong in picking him, and I think I did a pretty good job of that overall. I mean, he was good. He played well overall. I just think I am a little better. Obviously, got to have some ego, right? But overall, it was good.
Yeah, the Aurora game was insane with the steal, the two of you guys just like contesting that. That was really good. That 1v2 top when you're playing Cassiopeia. Yeah, I think definitely some highlight plays. I think there's one I think at the end on the lock where I think you just ulted 2 people. Like ulted, you got like 2 kills out of it.
Yeah, no, that was just lock being lock. I'm not gonna lie, but my other players were a little more handsy. That was definitely just the champ being the champ. But the cast play was I was a little worried about the cast because I haven't played it too much. But I was like, nah, I should be fine. I mean,
yeah.
I think the way Kev plays, he doesn't like really push you too hard, and so I figured I'd be okay playing it and then just kind of scaling into the game, and so that's what happened in most of the games.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you did a really good job. And so, all right. So for Beaver, what I was gonna say is your hands are fucking crazy, brother. Like someone like that. I remember the Sivir, you were gliding in that fight. The Caitlyn, you were just like constantly outplaying. Same thing with the Lucian. Like I think I would say you're probably one of the best, if not the best ADCs in the league. Yeah, I don't know.
thinking now.
Walk me through what you're thinking. Like, how do you feel about your counterparts? How do you feel about the games in general?
I mean, when it comes to my counterparts, like I don't actually think that I'm like that much better hands wise. I think I just understand what I need to do in a game a lot better than they do. Like for example, even like the first game where I'm playing Sivir and Ash, like he's walking up to me trying to trade with me, burning barrier, and I'm like, you can do that, man. I'm just gonna keep my sums, and guess what? Drake's in a minute and a half. I'm just gonna have a sum advantage over you. So it's not, I don't think I
Yeah.
think it's more fundamentals than it is anything else. I appreciate you saying the hands, but for me, it's more about just fundamentals diffing them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Exile
I
was a good
remember.
matchup.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I remember at the start, I think there was a bit more. I don't know if I would call it ego, but there was definitely like a bit more like
This
I think like maybe like trying too hard to pressure leads. I think over time, I think like everybody on the TSG roster has played a little bit slower. You guys are looking for more like concrete advantages, just knowing that like if nothing happens, at some point something good will come to you if you don't force anything. So I think that's. I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean that's what I've seen is you guys are just really good at like being more patient and like waiting for the right opportunities.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think we have become more patient as a team, especially me. I remember like some of our first scrims and games together. I was just kind of high contesting every mid wave, and like if anybody walked on my screen, it's like, all right, we'll just try to kill them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's definitely, I guess I've toned down a bit. I've lost my edge.
No, you're good. Yeah,
No,
you pop up,
not by any
you
means.
pop up
Hell
when it
no.
matters. That's what
yes,
matters.
sir.
That is true. Gasless, how do you
becoming
feel
old
about the
again.
comment being called the Yoshai of Scuttle Division? I did hear
Hey,
that being
I
said.
do appreciate the massive compliment. I hope to live up to that moniker in the next series and prove why we can start hopefully moving up in division later on too if we win this one. I'm pretty confident in our team, and I think we're all pretty confident we're ready for hopefully a higher level, especially next split. But obviously, we got to prove it first, and so can't look forward until we get to this next week or 2 weeks from now, right? The next match for Chip
That-
finals.
Yes, sir. Yep, you have already qualified. Who do you think you're going to be versing in the grand finals? Now that Silversong's got knocked down, so they're going to be battling it out to see who is going to be versing you, I believe, in the grand finals here. Who were you hoping? Do you hope it's another Silversong TSG matchup and you guys get to run it back, or are you hoping to see some new faces?
Who's that question for? Sorry.
Oh, any of you. I don't care. Go ahead. Take away any of you. I don't care. All three of you. If you even have an opinion on it.
Lucy should answer it.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh gosh. Well,
Lucy's like, why am I being interviewed?
No. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Silversong, like, really, like, I mean, I feel like throughout this season, like the last time we played them, like they were a good like challenge for us, and I think also too in game 3, like they did prove that they have the capability to win against us. So it was good to like see that if they get the early lead. So obviously, like if we go against them in the finals, then we know just hey, we need to just chill and not give them the early lead.
Or their Viego.
Or their Viego, yes. But also, I know Sila in the DMs was like, oh, asking me for advice and stuff. So I was like, yeah, of course. Like, I'm always like one, like, I don't mind helping people because at the end of the day, I want the competitive split to be competitive, obviously. So, like, I'm always here to, like, help out and, just get it. It just helps with the challenge. So.
Nice. Give pointers and then you beat them into the ground anyway. So hey, that's not
Yeah.
bad. That's not. Maybe you're giving the wrong pointers on purpose, so that way you're like, hey, don't build this.
Oh no. No.
I know you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. But okay. So kind of looking forward to Silversong. Do you guys feel the same way? Like, are you looking forward to Silversongs as well, Beaver? Or do you want to run it back against Exile? Any personal vendettas or beefs amongst ADCs that you kind of want to run it back, or kind of want to see someone new?
Not for me, no. I know Gas might have a different opinion on personal vendettas, but I want to see someone like C22 Void again, because I thought like that's another team that we lost a match to, and so maybe a different opponent would be nice because we've seen Silversong twice, so it'd be nice to spice things up. Obviously, whoever makes it to the finals, we're willing to beat them. So
okay.
come.
Being called
Yeah.
out said they are scared of us.
They come prepared.
So
That's
okay,
what you're
just
saying.
why don't you
That's
all
funny.
know that they think they want to you want to duck them.
I mean, honestly, I'm down to play because we played T22 last time. They had a sub mid, and so I
Oh
would
yeah.
like to test myself against theirs and see who the real number one is for sure.
Absolutely. Okay. I like it. I would love to see another matchup between you guys and Silversong again. I think that'd be very fun.
That would
Even
be
if it was
fun.
like a scrim, I would still like to be a fly on the wall in that. Just to see. Why not? But yeah, no, very exciting. Congratulations again on this victory here. Getting taken to I did say 4. I was like, I would like to at least see 4 games come out here. I know Coach here was rooting for 3. He really was pushing for that 3-0 victory. But I know you guys are okay with the 3-1. Not completely satisfied unless it's 3-0, but 3-1's still good enough. I'm looking forward to your guys' final game here as well in the grand finals. No matter who you guys end up going against, they definitely have to be on the lookout for you guys. So, congratulations again. Take your victory. I think you still have like 2 rounds that need to be completed before you guys even see. I'm looking on the site right now, and I don't see any matchups between Scylla, Space Duck, C22 Void, and Shadow Isle.
Yeah. I'm looking at the matchups right now, and it looks like the next time that you guys are going to play a series match is September 5th, just 2 weeks from now.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's my
you have a
birthday,
lot.
by the way. So.
Hey, happy
Oh,
early
nice.
birthday.
Okay.
Oh,
Yep.
What's your
Birthday
social?
game, let's get it.
For your birthday gift.
That's what's your social. Well, that's but that is like, you guys might have to swap schedules if people aren't working. But yeah, you're gonna have 2 weeks off. You're gonna watch all the rest of the Scuttle games. You can just chill out. Obviously, scrims, VODs, whatnot. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. Any what are you guys planning on doing in the next 2 weeks off?
4 other divisions. We got Gromp, we got Elder, we got Baron. There's so many matchups that are going to be happening. There's a whole lot of content between now and that date. But if we do really have to wait that long, I'm going to be itching for it. I need to see the final, the series finale of the Scuttle division and go from there. Because I know you guys have been playing out of your minds. What were you guys overall going into the playoffs? What was your final win-loss record? 5-0. Perfect. You were perfect, and you continue to be perfect going into. So if you guys get a perfect season, I think you might be the first ones to accomplish that. Anybody can quote me if I'm wrong, but I think you might be the first ones to do
last
so.
year, someone else got it.
Oh damn! Someone else already got it. All right, never mind.
Yeah.
All right. Well, still being the second one.
I know because we
crazy.
lost to them last in Spring Split.
Oh shit.
In the
Okay.
finals. So.
Never mind. Sorry, I'm bringing up old wounds. My apologies.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good.
But Coach, any or not even questions, but anything from your brain, anything from you, any closing remarks before we go ahead and end this wonderful stream on this wonderful series? Even though I already got Spectrum dipped in the middle of it in game 2.
Yeah, that's
I livid. I was so pissed. I was so mad. Luckily, it came right back on immediately. We weren't too screwed, but I was so mad. I got to witness the ending of game 2. I don't know if everyone else did though. So.
That's
I don't know if the stream caught that, but if not, then obviously we just clip it. But yeah, no, really good job, guys. Congratulations. Honestly, the games that you won were really, really good games. Even the game that you lost was it honestly, early game was a little bit sus. It honestly could have gone either way. So even from a position where you're behind, you're still able to show that there's still ways for you to win and come back. So really good job. Obviously, I think going through some of these games is going to be very valuable. I'll go through the games myself as well. But yeah, good fucking shit. You guys make me really proud. So really good job. Keep it up. Yeah, you guys are gonna go far.
And I gotta say, sometimes the callouts from Chaos are hilarious. He's like, I don't know if they meant to do that, but that was some Challenger Pro level type rotation. And it's just the funniest compliment of all time. Because he's just like,
that sounds
I don't know. And then game 1, he's looking at the Akali pick. He's like, I didn't even know that they could do that. I was like, you're their coach, man. He's like, yeah, but sometimes I even get shocked. It was so funny. It was hilarious.
To be fair, Saran's never played it in front of Chaos before. So.
Yeah, that's what he said too.
True.
Yeah, TSG doesn't. I don't do any drafting with them. I only do VODs and stuff. So whatever they do, there was some stuff that there was something that Gas put in the chat, and I was just like, hey, if it looks good, then sure. It didn't come out tonight, so there are some picks to watch out for. But
yeah, definitely been cooking.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, you could do. Actually, you know what? maybe a conversation for offline. But these next 2 weeks, maybe something to talk about champ pools if you guys want to like spend time like on solo queue working on new champs for this game 5, get some cooks. But
Be fun.
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean that's it for me. I mean that was a great series. Congratulations once again.
Yep.
Thank you.
Seriously, yeah, very good job. It was entertaining for us to watch, and I'm sure it was entertaining for the people at home. Lots of active chatters, just talking about everything. So when you guys go back and look at everything, I hope you look with pride, because it was a very wonderful series, and I can again wait to see you guys in the grand finals. But I think we're going to go ahead and call it an evening. TSG Prime taking it 3-1 in 4 games over Silversong Mavericks. Are we going to see them again in the grand finals? That's kind of up to Silversong and the rest of the players in losers bracket to climb their way up to these victors here. So you get 2 weeks of prepping, to go ahead and prepare to verse these guys. Again, huge congratulations to them. And we will go ahead and catch you all tomorrow. I believe tomorrow's game is 9 or 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So turn on those notifications. Check in on the Discords to double check my 80% knowledge, I would say, most of the time. But with that, Chaos, again, thank you so much for your input and your wonderful co-casting with me tonight, and everybody else from behind the scenes. Moosey yourself for all the graphics and the wonderful gameplay and the vision. Again, kudos to you on that. And then everything else that all the admins do here. And with that being said, I'm your boy Rylion. Chaos joining me. We are signing out, and we will catch you next time. Peace out, y'all.
Good night.
Night.